European group stage football is back at Ibrox tonight, and it should be a time for celebration, but for some reason it just feels a little bit flat at the moment. Case in point, Rangers actually tweeted that there was some tickets left for tonight's game. It's currently a few hours before kickoff, and I still think there's going to be some available right up until kickoff. I don't think it's going to be a sellout, which for a European game at Ibrox just doesn't feel right. Don't get me wrong, there'll still be well over 50,000 people there tonight for a game against Real Betis in the Europa League, but I don't know, the way the season's going so far for Rangers, it does seem like they're taking a couple of steps forward and a couple of steps back. And I don't want to be out of turn when I say this at all, but I think a lot of Rangers fans would probably agree that that has been the case for the last maybe 2 or 3 years. Ever since they won the league title to make it 55 for the club, they didn't push on that next season. They didn't retain the league title that next season. They did get to the Europa League final. Then the following season after that, they had the worst ever Champions League group stage record of any team of history. So it's like they have these great achievements, winning the league, and they don't retain it. Then they get to the Europa League final, then they have a terrible showing in the Champions League. And it's just like, for some reason, they just can't seem to get over that next stage. And even this season, you've seen that a little bit. I don't know if it's the mentality of the players, of the squad, of the board, of everybody involved in the club, the management, the coaching staff, who knows, but they've obviously lost already against Kilmarnock and Celtic in the league. They're out of the Champions League, and I also don't think it helps that they've got some injuries to some really key players. Apart from like the defensive line, if you look at how Rangers want to play this year, they're going to have Cantwell fit and firing, they're going to have Raskin fit and firing, and they're going to want to have Danilo fit and firing. All three of those are out for, I'm not sure how long, sustained periods of time, a couple of them at least. I don't know how long Raskin might be out for, but Raskin, Cantwell, Danilo, all out tonight. Robert, what do you think of the season so far?
So. It could be better, but you've got to remember there's a lot of injuries as well, and some of the players that's been brought in is not up to full standard yet, I would say.
Okay.
But it's going to be hard tonight, but fingers crossed, and hopefully even a draw. I would go for a draw tonight.
Anything can happen on these European nights at Ibrox as well?
Anything, yes, as long as it's not a defeat.
And I don't think they've sold out for tonight. I saw Rangers tweeted saying there were still some tickets left.
That's right, yeah, I just spoke to a chap earlier on, he got a ticket.
Do you think that sort of shows how the fans feel about the season so far? Because I've been to games here before in Europe that have just been sold out in seconds.
If it goes bad tonight, I think Beale knows himself. I really do. I think he knows that the nail's ready to fall off, if you know what I mean. But got to support them, keep behind them.
Yeah, of course.
But he keeps on saying this, got to bed in, got to bed in, got to bed in. If these players are £6 million,
it's October in a week or two. Yeah,
give them a game, get used to your game, and on you go.
Yeah, and we're a few months into the season now. They should already be bedded in. Kick on. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, the season's been a bit up and down for the last few weeks now, but we've also got tonight with the game, so we just need to get a good result tonight and take it from there for the rest of the season in Europe.
Yeah, and how important is European football to Rangers, especially after you won 55, you've not really come that close to winning the league in the couple of years after that.
Yeah.
I feel like Europe is your sort of thing that you can hang your hat on and be really proud of as a Rangers fan at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, but obviously at the same time we can't always be consistent in Europe. We're trying to get to 56 and that, and obviously Michael Beale's obviously trying to build a team up. Like I said, the last few weeks there's been a wee bit ups and downs, especially with Old Firm back in the start of September. So just hopefully we can get a good season, get better results, but also focus on tonight, and we'll take the league game the weekend and Sunday.
It's a very special night at Ibrox, and the Rangers fans, all of us especially, are buzzing for this game because we will make it happen. First time we come back to Europa League after 1.5 years, and we are buzzing to do that happen again. The Blue Sea of Ibrox bouncing up.
And there's going to be a few injuries tonight, but who's going to be the main man, do you reckon?
It's a toss up, isn't it?
Who do you reckon?
I would say
Tav, yeah. He's always good for a goal in Europe, Tav.
I would say
penalty, yeah, of course, usually, yeah. A few injuries tonight, isn't there? But who do you think is going to be the main man for Rangers tonight?
Probably Tav.
Tav, yeah, everyone's saying Tav, I think. And what's the score going to be?
3-3. for Rangers.
Goals to enjoy, mate.
Captain number 2, James Tavernier. Number 17, Robbie Matondo.
Team in white and green doing a huddle at Ibrox. That was never going to end well. Europa League football is back here, and it almost feels right having that Europa League anthem here. Rangers have had so many great nights in the Europa League in recent years. Let's see if tonight will be another one. Tom goes in. Oh, he has to score that. Oh, grabby. Good start, Rangers. Only 4 minutes in. That's Isco on the ball just there. He's just tried to dink it in. Former Real Madrid man. 1 or 2 empty patches in the stadium today. Isco. He's been running the show so far, Isco. It's half time and Betis are definitely there for the taking. Rangers haven't been about their chances, but then again, Betis have had a few chances as well. A few mistakes from either side. Tom Lawrence has given the ball away a lot. I don't think Cifuentes has had the best game, but chances are there to win it for both sides. Still hugely in the balance, 0-0. Rangers got a free kick here. It's a high boot. It's a yellow card. Oh, he's caught roof high. I'll have to see it again, but maybe VAR will look at it if it was potentially red, but Rangers have a dangerous free kick here. Oh, it's Barisic, drinks at the bar.
Number 19.
He scored against PSV on the vlogs, and now he's scored against Real Betis as well. It's Sima. From a corner, bit of a scramble and then knocked in. The Rangers in the Europa League, eh? So many ex-Premier League icons. We've got Hector Bellerin down there, and Ayosi Perez has just come on. stoppage time here. It's a shame to see so many people have left. I feel like the team deserved to be clapped off today. As much as today wasn't technically a sellout, it has looked pretty full. There has been a few spatterings of empty seats during the game. You can see, obviously there's more now because people have left, but considering how they've done this season, this is probably one of their best performances, the best. Really done well today, especially in the second half. And they deserve the full support of the crowd here tonight. The players have done very, very well. About 20 seconds left. What do you think of the game? Rangers are just made for the Europa League, and the Europa League is just made for Rangers. Like, I feel like the Champions League is just a step too far for them where they are right now. We saw that last season. But the Europa League just offers them enough of a challenge. Like, the teams they're coming up against, on paper, that Betis team is better than Rangers. They've got Isco, they've got Bellerin, they've got Bartra, they've got some really, really top quality, top level players. But at Ibrox, like, Rangers are just a different animal in Europe, and especially in this Europa League, like I say. Champions League a bit too far. Conference League wouldn't give you the same buzz, but the Europa League, there's been some incredible nights just on this channel down the last couple of years, and even before I lived in Scotland. Yeah, all the different games that Gerrard would have had here, and yeah, I just love seeing Europa League games at Ibrox. Really, really good to see Rangers winning again. Chatted to a few fans after the game off camera. They were just saying it kind of papered over the cracks for them. There are obviously still a few issues that they've had this season, like I touched on earlier. I don't want this to come across negative in the slightest, really, but they have had some poor results, and this is a good result today, and maybe they can kick on now and go on a really, really good run. Obviously favourites for the League Cup now. Not played the Scottish Cup yet, it's too early for that. They are behind in the league, and they've now had a good result to start off their Europa League group stage campaign. They're out of the Champions League, so up, down, up, down, up, down at the moment for Rangers. But yeah, let me know how you thought they played in the comment section below. I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. One will be since we saw Real Betis, one will be from Spain, and I'll do one of my greatest ever Rangers videos as well. So there's a Spanish video on screen and a classic Rangers vid as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you could click on one of these and carry on watching, that is the best way that you can help this channel. If you've liked this video, click on one of them. It really, really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching, and adios.